This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us for the first hour. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Kait Parker. The record-setting rain won't go away as more storms are threatening parts of Texas today.
With that,
more rain on the way. Yeah, we hate to say that, but look at this. Look at this forecast. Wednesday, Thursday, you have morning thunderstorms today. Getting into tomorrow, you're going to see hit or miss thunderstorms, so not all-day rain, but any is not going to be helpful. So far, in 2015, you're at 28.45 inches of rain. You're less than 2 inches away from the wettest year on record for Houston. That was set back in 1922, so nearly a 100-year record that if we just get 2 additional inches of rainfall, we'll break there. So pretty incredible stuff. Okay, let's talk about what else we have rocking and rolling with this forecast, because we've got quite a lot. I'm going to ask Brianna to help me out there. Look at this Gulf moisture. Whew, just being sucked on in here straight out of the Gulf. And this is all creating those higher dew points, that prime environment to see that rain fall. And that's exactly what we're going to watch happen. It just gets squeezed out of the atmosphere by these lows that have been riding along these jet streams. So this is the widespread impacts later on this week. So it's not just today that we have a couple thunderstorms out there. It's later in the week that we expect to see some additional rain. Today, severe storms from Dodge City, Kansas to Dallas, Texas. Tomorrow, we could see some severe thunderstorms again across western Kansas and west Texas. You have the possibility here. More widespread scattered thunderstorms for Friday, but it includes some of these hardest hit areas in and around Oklahoma City, down along the Red River and on down south into Houston. Here's what we've got for rain amounts through Friday. Widespread 1 to 2, a couple spots of 2 to 3 inches. But Chris, as you know, when we set up training of showers and spots, or it gets thunderstorms around dinner time. So I know it's been so nice lately that you've been able to go out, eat dinner, not bring an umbrella, not worry about the galoshes. Not going to be the case tonight, because it's definitely going to be a wet one. And then we're going to see those showers linger through the overnight and even into early tomorrow morning. You could be seeing some of that lingering rain. But here, look at this. This is incredible. Year-to-date rainfall. You know, we've been talking about the flooding. This is the other side of it. Albany, your total rainfall is 8 inches. Now, on average, you should be over 14 inches, so your deficit is over 6 inches. And that's across the board from Hartford to Providence to Scranton, about 4 to 5 inches below your average rainfall. So big difference from what we're seeing in the south, and it just goes to show you how these patterns set up have such a big impact on that. But this jet stream is going to push the ridge a little farther to the east. That ridge has kind of been your protective bubble, keeping the rain out of your forecast. However, with this tiny shift, it returns. And we see a lot of that moisture make its way up the east coast. And then we get those lows. Those are what, closer to the surface, takes that moisture and helps to trigger some of these showers and thunderstorms. In fact, you have the risk of some strong to even severe storms today for upstate New York and then stretching on down. You'll notice that tomorrow it's just a few scattered showers across New Hampshire into Maine. But the rain that has been missing for a while, Chris, actually coming back to the northeast. As you look across the city and what we saw fall in a very short time frame. I mean, if you go to town west, it's about 9 inches. But then you had
There's
a little
10 and 11.
Yeah, closer to Bel Air, it was closer to 11 inches. A little bit farther to north in Kenwood, we only had about 5. But there are some contributing factors here, right, Chris?
Well, you think about it, too. We do have some of the heavy rain. We saw a lot of the bad flooding in Houston, but the heavy rain falling upstream, and that water drains downstream and into Houston. And
it has a really hard time being absorbed because of the fact that we have this huge urban sprawl. So we've got this, you know, direct tap into the Gulf of Mexico, that deep layer tropical moisture, and then there's nowhere for all that water to go. So all those flat wetlands, the bayous and the paved landscapes, they just drain so slowly.
Or you don't absorb any at all, and or they don't drain any at all. I mean, you have the concrete. I mean, you think about it, you pour water into some grass, it's going to, you know, eventually seep in, but you pour it onto the street, you're going to watch it run away. And you see all of the water there. There's the drainage basin slowly going out through Buffalo Bayou, the river.
And that's the one that has been so high. One of the bayous that has been so high. And it is because of that drainage. And unfortunately, whenever it rains in central Texas, that's where it goes. So parts of Texas still underwater today after torrential rain over the weekend obviously created widespread flooding, and it has led to the deaths of at least 11 people. And
we saw that in the Houston area, 10 and 11 inches of rain has fallen, and so far this month running about 8 inches above average. They could see another inch by the week.
Thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. I'm Kait Parker.
And I'm Chris Warren. You saw all of that flooding yesterday. We just heard from the Houston Emergency Management Office that things are receding, but there's still concerns of that slow drainage.
Right, very slow, and then it continuing if it rains a little to the north as well.
All right, so with that, here,
look at the the forecast over the next 2 days for Houston. You do have thunderstorms. I mean, they've been roaring this morning for you. We have a couple more tomorrow afternoon. They'll be hit or miss for you, but here's the deal. 28.45 inches so far for 2015. That's where you're sitting for your rainfall. If we get just 2 more inches of rain, which obviously we could do very quickly when we get these showers that set up, you're going to see a record rainfall for the year. That old record set back in 1922. So not just for the month, not just a daily record, a yearly record being broken with that. So we do have a lot of moisture. I mean, it's this deep layered tropical moisture. It's not just at the surface. As you go higher up into the atmosphere, it's just being pulled in. It's an open door right out of the Gulf of Mexico. And then you've got this setup in the upper atmosphere, right? You've got this jet stream and these disturbances that keep rolling right along at these lows. And here's the deal. This is the trigger for all this rain that we keep on seeing. And that energy is moving a little farther off to the east, but it still means that we're going to see days of showers and thunderstorms. Today, the risk for severe weather, Dodge City, Kansas through Dallas, Texas, right along the Red River. Tomorrow, you'll notice we stay in West Texas and then Panhandle up into West Kansas as well. By the time we get to Friday, more widespread coverage to the east of showers and possibly a few thunderstorms as well there, but any rain in the forecast, obviously not a great thing when you're looking at Texas and the just huge amounts of water you've seen there, including Oklahoma too, in this, because Oklahoma, you've seen over 2 feet of rain since May 1st, just an incredible amount. Widespread areas of 2 to 3 inches possible through Friday. Not through next Friday, but through this Friday, through the next 3 days. And some isolated spots, we'll see more than that. So flash flooding, a continued risk as we head throughout the next couple of days here. So that's what it looks like kind of statewide, but just outside of Dallas, it's the Trinity River that's been pushed to its highest level in years. And it's still overflowing. Currently stands at nearly 37 feet. That's whole 7 feet above flood stage. And with more storms on the way, conditions are not improving anytime soon. Dave Malkoff is along the river.